Hello everyone, this video is on the refuting opposing viewpoints section of your research paper. And for the purpose of this video, I'm going to use this website, which I think does a great job. So I'll put this link in your Edmodo assignment so that you can get to it just in case you want to refer back to it. Okay, so in the refuting opposing viewpoints section, if you see here, essentially what you're going to be doing is you're going to acknowledge, as you see here, that the opposing viewpoints has some valid points. However, in this section, you're also going to explain why your viewpoints are stronger and why the opposing viewpoints are weaker or less effective, and that your viewpoints essentially are the better idea. All right, so you're going to do that in the refuting opposing viewpoints section. You're going to have, as you can see here, 3 paragraphs. Each paragraph is going to essentially attack those 3 opposing viewpoints that were stated in the previous section. All right, and so we're going to give this some organization here, and these are the components of the refuting paragraph. So you're going to introduce whatever the opposing argument was. You're going to acknowledge that there are some good points there, but then you're going to create your counter argument in terms of why your viewpoint is better, and then kind of a conclusion here. So here's the first step. So you're going to summarize the viewpoint, explaining that there are some good points about it. All right. So here's some ways you could do that. But blank is not completely accurate. It is often argued that it is true that opposing views claim. So you're going to acknowledge that there are some issues with the opposing viewpoint. Now here, this is where, although they may have some valid points, you're going to still show that your claims are stronger. All right. That the strength of your writer's claims are more convincing than the opposing viewpoints. And then you're also going to show the weakness in their points. All right. All right. And then here, you're going to have your counter argument. So you're going to refute the opposing claims, showing how they're incorrect or inconsequential. You can use some of these transition words here. Nevertheless, however, on the other hand, and but, and then you're going to have a very short concluding sentence that's kind of summarize everything. All right, so let's look at this in an example. So this paragraph here, their thesis is about charter schools versus public schools. Their thesis is school choice turns out to not only be a bad idea, but it's a violation of our Constitution. So in this part of the paper, we're going to oppose it. So let's see how they do that here. So it says, considering the many challenges facing public schools, it's understandable that many people will be eager to pursue new options. Supporters of school choice point out that under the current public school system, parents with economic means already exercise school choice by moving from areas with failing or dangerous schools to neighborhoods with better or safer schools. Their argument is that school choice would allow all parents the freedom, regardless of income level, to select the school that provides the best education. Schools would then have to compete for students by offering higher academic results and greater safety. Schools unable to measure up to the standards of schools, successful schools, will fail and possibly close. So here, basically, I kind of summarize what the opposing arguments are. So in this section here, I'm going to show that they have some valid points. So activists within the school choice movement can be applauded for seeking to improve public education, but the changes they propose would in fact seriously damage public education as a whole. So you see, I acknowledge that they have some valid points, but I also reaffirmed that it could seriously damage public education as a whole. So here's how I argue against that. This is the counter argument. One of the biggest dangers of school choice is the power behind large corporations specializing in opening and operating charter schools. Two notable companies are Green Dot, which is a leading public school operator in Los Angeles, and KIPP, which operates 65 schools in different states. These companies represent a growing trend of privatization of public schools by large corporations. It is feared that these corporations could grow to a point that public control of education will be lost. Education policy will be left in the hands of entrepreneurial think tanks, corporate boards of directors, and lobbyists who are more interested in profit than educating students. So here, this is the meat of your refuting the opposing viewpoints. You have to break down the opposing argument and provide something better. So in this case, they're explaining how these charter schools are actually tearing up the school system and not helping it. All right. And so then you have your concluding sentence in that paragraph. Education should be left in the hands of professional educators and not business people with MBAs. To do so otherwise is not only dangerous, it defies common sense. So basically there, the writer just brings home the salient point. The fact that it's dangerous to allow these charter schools to have control of the school systems because it doesn't really help, and that they're out for profit and not necessarily in the best interests of the students. So this is how you would write, and this is how you break down your refuting opposing viewpoint section. So again, I'm going to scroll back here because you're going to do that for that first opposing viewpoint that was in there, the second opposing viewpoint, and then the third. So essentially your refuting opposing viewpoints should be 3 paragraphs, each paragraph arguing against the opposing viewpoints. So I hope this clarified the opposing viewpoint section. I'm sorry, refuting the opposing viewpoint section. If it didn't, feel free during class to reach out and I will help you further. You can also refer to this website and I'll attach the link into the Edmodo assignment so that you can take a look at it later. Till next time, take care.